What's up YouTube and welcome back to my channel. My name's Ashley and today I am going to show you how to transplant. I have some tomatoes that I have been growing now for, well, let's take a look here. I don't necessarily have a date on them, that's okay though. It's been a little bit. So I planted these guys from seed and these are my yellow pear tomatoes. If you can see them, they look amazing. And again, I planted these from seed, probably going back quite a few weeks ago now. And this is where they're at now. What I'm going to do, I already have some of these. I planted some yellow pears, some super sweets, and some large cherry tomatoes. I love tomatoes. I don't know about anybody else. I absolutely love them. I eat them as snacks. Anyway, it froze. I apologize. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick one of these guys to transplant into a 2-gallon pot. Now, I said this yesterday for anybody who watches my channel. I have Garden Gem tomatoes that I have some that are in a 5-gallon pot, and I have others that are in a 1-gallon pot. Yes, I said it, a 1-gallon pot. They're doing great. They're doing phenomenal. So I decided that I'm going to try out a 2-gallon pot. Since I already have so many tomatoes that are going right now, I figure let's experiment with it. I've got a 1-gallon, I've got a 5-gallon. How about let's go somewhere in between? And so now I'm going to do the 2-gallon. So anyway, first and foremost, what I have to say is that before you transplant anything, it is super, super, super important. Before you transplant anything, you want to make sure that the pot that you are about to use has been fully cleaned. It has been sanitized. If you have had anything else in the pot, again, it froze, I apologize. If you've had anything else that's been in the pot, let's say you had something else that was previously in it, and you want to reuse the pot, because who doesn't? I know I recycle all mine and I reuse them. But in saying that, it is extremely, extremely important that you clean and sanitize your pot before you put anything in it, because I have done this a few times. Being new to gardening, everything is trial and error. So I've done this a few times where I have not cleaned out the pot. I've put something else in it. Some things have done really well, and then other things, not so much. I've actually lost the plant because there's been fungus, or there's been something that was in it that did not do well. So again, I cannot stress enough, guys. It is extremely important that you sanitize, you wash your pots. Even whether it's dish soap and water, you can use a bleach. I tend to use a water and bleach solution. I spray the inside of the pot down, I let it sit for a little bit, and then I rinse it out. So that's what I've done. I've already rinsed this guy out. I've already cleaned it, and I've prepped it. I've already got my soil in it. So I'm ready to go. However, these guys, now I planted these, and there's actually, like these ones right here, if you can see, there's actually not only one tomato in there, but there's actually two. There's one and then there's two. So I planted 2 seeds in each pod. So some of them have one in them already because I've kind of transplanted before. So what I'm going to do, just so that I can show you guys at home how to do this. Now, you always want to pick the strongest one. So whichever one out of this group looks the strongest, whichever one looks the healthiest, I mean, it's kind of really hard because they all look really healthy. They all look pretty strong to me, but we're going to have to choose one. So in doing so, what you want to do is, I have these 2 here. I'm going to want to, if I want to pick just the one, what I'm going to do, okay, and I'm going to try and show you guys this the best way that I can. What you want to do is, I've got this one right here in my hand. I don't want this one. So what I would do is I would very, very gently, okay, just wiggle, twist, and wiggle just a little bit. You would want to pull. It's not coming out, guys. I apologize. What you'd want to do is you want to pull as best you can. I can't, it's just not working. So let's just switch to another side. So let's see, maybe I can get it to do it with this one. There we go. Okay, so see, I was able to do it with this one. You just gently pull and twist, okay? And now I've pulled this one out. So what I've done, I'm so sorry for the confusion. What I've done now is I have pulled this one out, okay? So this one I'm going to set aside because I'm not going to keep that one. but I'm going to keep this one. So what I did was I just pulled out the second one that was next to it. I pulled it out so that I can just keep this one. So I can pull this one out of the pot and I can put it into this plant. However, that was just me showing you exactly how to separate, because a lot of people, and I've done this before, when you're trying to separate seedlings, and I've done this with zucchini, separating zucchini seedlings, zucchinis can be very, very temperamental. I don't know why, but they can. So separating them, I found I've done this 2 separate ways. And this is getting a little off topic, so I apologize. But zucchinis, done this 2 separate ways. I have pulled and wiggled and pulled it out, and in turn ripped some of the roots from the other one. And doing that, I killed the other zucchini plant. So I learned not to do that with zucchini. So what I do with zucchini is I just cut. I literally just take the top of it off and I keep the one that is the healthiest. So getting back on topic, I am going to actually take this guy right here because he's pretty big. He looks really good. He looks nice and healthy. So I'm going to take this guy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over really quick. Okay, so now I've got him out. This is what he looks like. I think he looks pretty healthy to me. And I also have managed to keep most of all the roots intact. Now these little bottom ones here, it's okay. They're yellow, they're a little brown. It's okay to go ahead and pull those off. That's usually what will happen. Those are usually your first 2 leaves that will come up, and then the plant will continue. These ones usually just dry up and they fall off. So I'm just gonna pick those off. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it into this pot. So let me turn you guys like so. Okay, here's my pot. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to take this here. And I'm just going to open up a little bit. And I'm going to stick him down in there. And then I'm going to cover him up real good with soil. And you want to put, I try not to push down too much. Sometimes I use a little too much force. You just kind of want to, you want to make sure that you get them kind of snug in there. So push down just a little bit, and then you take your soil, you wrap your soil around it, and you're good to go. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to water the plant. And done, all over. So that is how you transplant a tomato. And that, again, that goes for basically, it goes for really anything. If you're looking to transplant anything, if you've grown something and you're looking to transplant, it's fairly simple. You do have those plants that tend to be a little bit more temperamental, which again, those are zucchinis. They are just, for whatever reason, they're very delicate. Their roots do not like to be disturbed very much. I have found that. However, I will say, and I'm going to take you with me real quick because I think this is just so cool. Sorry about that. I think that this is just so cool. So I want to take you and I want to show you something because I did not post this video, but I had done a zucchini plant going back. This is quite a few months ago now. I planted zucchinis in a container plant and I planted them with some spices and some herbs. Well, it ended up that all 4 seeds took. Well, I didn't want all 4 to grow in that one container plant. They couldn't. It was going to be crowded. So here's what I did. I actually took out the whole root ball. I dunked it in water, and I attempted to very gently separate those. Well, I did it. I succeeded. I kept all roots intact, and I put them in the ground. Well, it was about 4 days later, they were all dead. So, needless to say, dunking it in water and gently, getting the roots off does not work, guys. It's not very good. Again, like I said, zucchini's very temperamental. However, here's a funny thing for you. I'm going to show you this little sucker right here, and that's what I call him because I just don't know how he has managed to last this long. I'm going to give you the short story on what happened with this guy. After those 4 died, I decided to very quickly hurry up and plant more because I was getting to the point in the season where I couldn't plant them. It was getting too late to be able to even get a harvest out of them. So I went ahead and I planted more. Well, I ended up having to separate, which is what I did. It froze, I'm sorry. So I separated. And doing that, I pulled one out. And this particular one that I pulled out, I tossed it. I literally tossed it in my driveway, rinsed it down with the hose, and said farewell, goodbye. Wouldn't you know it, that this little sucker somehow went down my driveway, took a detour, and landed right here. That is where he landed. There's my step, okay? That is where he landed, and he implanted himself right there. And this is, he did, he implanted, I mean, and this is the thing. I mean, he's really not very much in there. And if I lift, there's all of the root back there of this thing. Do not ask me how that plant managed to survive when I planted a bunch of them, delicately separated them very gently. They died, and this one I ripped out, threw him to the wolves, and that is where this guy landed. Don't ask me how it happened, guys, because I couldn't tell you. But he managed to survive. I don't know how much of a harvest I'm going to get off of him. I do know that there's 2 zucchinis on there right now. We'll see what happens. I don't know exactly what's going to happen with them. I'm hoping for even 1 zucchini. I'll be happy. Just because of the way that the whole thing happened, I think is just, it's just, I don't understand it. So anyway, real quick, before I let you go, I will show you the rest of my container plants. I showed you guys this last night, but I'm going to show you now that it's a little bit lighter. There's my cucumber plant. And again, guys, this is just a 3-gallon pot. 3-gallon pot, and I put a bamboo in there, and I let him travel up. These are my zucchinis. There's another zucchini. There's a squash. I've got my tomatoes there in the back, my garden gems, my spices, my herbs. So that's that for me, guys. That's it for me. Again, I'm so sorry that sometimes my video pauses. My videos will get better with time. Bear with me. I appreciate all of you for the support that I have been given, and the likes and all that good stuff. I greatly appreciate it, guys. I can't say thank you enough. And I think that's it for me. And just so that you know, my next video that I post, right now, I post when I feel it comes across me, and then I post. They will get better with time. I'm really trying here. Again, I shared this in one of my videos before. I am getting ready to, it is almost time, guys. It is going to be, so sorry the camera froze, I'm sorry. It is almost getting to be that time where I'm going to start my greenhouse. Almost, guys, we're almost there. So close, so close. I have the rest of my stuff coming in within the next 2-3 days. I've got all the rest of the stuff coming in. So I'm super, super excited to be able to start this. I'm really hoping that I've reached out to enough people to where you guys are ready to come on this journey with me, and let's see what happens. I'm super excited to start this. This is new for me. And like I said, yeah, so my next video, because I have a lot of grow lights, I'm going to do an unboxing video, and no, the companies did not ask me to do this. I am just simply doing this to share with you guys at home. If anybody else is looking to do an indoor greenhouse, I'm just sharing with you the lights that I purchased and what I think of them. So my next video, I'm probably going to do an unboxing video. So stick with me, stay with me. As always, like and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching, guys. You're awesome. You're amazing. Bye.